Hey, it's the Nerdy Sports Fan, and we're talking NFL Draft. The Jets are on the clock. Now, like my other videos on the draft, I'm using the Draft Network's NFL Draft Simulator. I am using only the team that I am doing the video for, so there might be some player repetition because I'm a little bit higher on some players than this source is. I did a lot of homework on who everybody is saying is going to go from ESPN, NFL Network, sources like Walter Football, CBS Sports, a whole bunch of online sources available to see other people's mock drafts. What you'll see very, very similar across all of these is really there's no real consensus as far as the talent from the late first round in through the third round. All of those players get mixed around quite a bit, and it doesn't really matter what source you're going through. NFL Network, ESPN, you'd think they'd have a better handle on these things based on their access, but their people are all over the board too. So keep that in mind as we break things down. The Jets have a new coach. They have Sam Darnold, the darling quarterback from last year. Everybody was expecting him to go number one, but the Jets ended up being the beneficiary of the Browns preferring Baker Mayfield, and they're able to rebuild their franchise going forward. Now with an offensive-minded head coach and with Le'Veon Bell in the backfield, that's a lot of significant change for a young quarterback right away. Now, they really should be drafting to protect Sam Darnold, but based off of where they're sitting in the draft, that's not really going to be what they do at the beginning. So with the number 3 overall pick, I had going to them Quinnen Williams. Now, it wouldn't shock me if they actually trade down to focus more on offense, but I really don't think they're going to. Williams is a fantastic talent, and even though defensive line has been a strength for the Jets, there's multiple models here. Either you're going to focus on your weaknesses, or you're going to double down on your strengths. Now, this is a very good strategy because if you have a defensive line that has too many people that people cannot guard one-on-one, well, there's only so many offensive linemen out there. And putting Quinnen Williams in that mix will make this defensive line deadly. Okay? And with Tom Brady in this division and another young budding quarterback in Josh Allen in this division, you're going to need all the defensive talent that you can get up front to keep those guys uncomfortable. So that's a very good selection for the Jets and really a no-brainer at that position. Now, moving forward, they've got the number 68 pick. Now, I gave them a corner in Sean Bunting at this position because of the same reasons that we got defensive tackle earlier on. You have one very good young quarterback in this division that you're going to need to fend off for a good long time, and you have quite possibly the best quarterback of all time also in this division that you have to compete with. And if you want to make good on Sam Darnold's rookie deal and become competitive while he's still cheap, you need to be competitive in your division first. So just having Adam Gase and Le'Veon Bell is enough to do what they need to for the offense. They need to do a little bit more on defense, tweaking to make sure that they're staying on top of their needs within the division. Lastly, in the top 100 picks, I gave them Riley Ridley, wide receiver out of Georgia. This man is going to project more, for my eye, into a slot role. They've already got the burner, okay? Robbie Anderson is a fantastic deep ball man, and he's already developing a very good rapport with Sam Darnold in that role. I don't think you want to mess with that. Now, getting somebody who can take some of the stress off of him, that'll work the middle of the field, is very good. I mean, anytime you can take defensive strategy away by making the other side of the field or the center of the field just as viable a target as your main guy, that's going to help you out. I mean, having multiple options is a staple of the Adam Gase offense, and Riley Ridley will help provide that. Lastly, just outside of the top 100 here, I went with Dennis Daly, offensive tackle out of South Carolina. This is a sneaky draft for offensive line. Okay, it's very, 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 very good for defensive front, but offensive line don't sleep on. You're going to be able to get tackles and guards late in the draft that normally would go earlier in other years, just based off of the defensive talent pushing that sort of talent down the board. The Jets are not going to be able to overhaul what they need to in their whole roster in one off season, but they did a damn good job of starting that in free agency. This draft will continue that. I look forward to the Jets being good for a very long time with this young quarterback. As a Bills fan, I always like to see good competition on Sundays.